It's Monday and it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I had some things to do this morning, ship some packages for eBay customers. I went to go get my welding gas filled, but apparently because it's the week of Thanksgiving, they close at noon, and it was about 1:45 before I made Dover. So that's going to be an in the morning thing, and I'll make sure I'm there bright and early. We get that filled up so we can continue with our welding here. But I guess for today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to make some little paper patterns to plug some of this stuff. Some of these holes that we're not going to use. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to cut some paper patterns, for these holes. And for our mesh center over there. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to cut them out of that Pontiac hood. I'll pop back in here in a few minutes and I'll show you all the patterns and I'll show you what I got going on. But probably not a real long video today because of that back there. But, sometimes you just don't win every day. So, let's get busy. Alright, like I showed you before, if your hands are dirty, you can just use a piece of paper from a place you don't care about no more. You've got some laying around. Usually if your hands are just a little dirty, you can just kind of run your finger around through here and it'll draw your pattern out for you. Like that. You can see that. You see our pattern, it's light right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a pair of scissors and cut that out. And then we can go from there. And basically what you're going to end up with, if you cut that out with a pair of scissors, is a perfect fitting pattern. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to make a few more of these. Works pretty well doing it that way. But, you're just going to take your piece of paper here. You're just going to trace that out around the outside edge there on the whatever sheet metal you're going to cut it out of. And cut that out. So let's make some more and I'll be back. We'll keep going. And another real easy kind of pattern to make, especially if you got a hole you need to fill, it's got a sharp lip on it up top up here. You just take your piece of paper again and just take it and hold it over it. Run your finger around it right here. I don't know, just having your hands a little dirty help, but that sharp lip actually makes a little raised circle there. See right there? It almost looks like drawn out with a pencil. Just take and trim that up with your scissors there, and here's your pattern. Alright, we're back. We're outside now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you an easy way to transfer your patterns. Like this, I always lay these face down, because what I'm fixing to do is, it's going to be pretty messy here. Grab a can of old spray paint you don't care about. I bought this stuff like 10 years ago. I don't think I'm ever going to use this medium blue again. So basically what I'm going to do, just get my pattern transferred. I'm just going to, you don't do it like that, but basically what you do, you just lay your pattern down and you just spray around it. Kind of like, like that. When you pull it up, you got a pretty good rough pattern there. So, you just repeat that and you can cut your stuff out. So, it makes it a little easier in some cases. Sometimes, like I said, if it's windy outside and then you use something pressurized, it makes it a little harder. But, generally on something like this, I would just, you see where it kind of under, I just straight line this and use a pair of shears to trim this off around. But basically, that's how you're going to get your pattern there. Like I said, it's always best. You got a darn car like this. This old hood ain't no good. It's bent up at the edges. Bent up there at the front up there. So, not good to anybody. So, I'm going to cut my patterns out of this. I'll be back in, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be like magic. Kind of like. Oh crap. Can't let somebody see me hand filing this stuff. Oh man, that last snap was a killer. Now we're outside. Oh, look, our brackets are done. Our little plates, our little block off plates are done. Get them primered up there, cleaned up around the edges. Once they dry, I spray the other side of them. They'll be ready to put in the car. Looks like using something a little different today. Must have had something to do with that snap. Well, anyway, let's see what happens. Well, it's a couple hours later. The paint had dried on those. I went ahead and I glued these in just in case I ever had to remove them. That's using adhesive. Dries hard and it's paintable. Glued that one in, the wiper motor one. The one over here on the firewall. And the other one where the wire harness passed through. I did leave a smaller hole here. That's where a new harness will come through. But other than that, I got the shifter block off plate and I did screw it in. The way it's removable. If I ever decide to need that hole, it's there. But it is sealed. I also made one up under here to block the cowl hole off. You know, just so you don't have air blowing in here all the time. And like anytime you have fuel up here, you want to block off any hole, basically at least the inside of the car. And usually metal plugs are preferred. So I'm not decided yet. I may go in here and cut some more circles out. That's literally my least favorite type of plug to make, or panel, is circles, because they're not real fun. They gotta be exact. Once again, I've got some rubber plugs that fit in this stuff, and I may use them. Once again, leftover stuff from other projects that just laying around. So, just the way you save money. I did drop a short today. Make sure y'all check that out. It's about the little budget builder thing that I'm working on up here. I think it could blow up into a real big thing if we can get some people to play along. But I'm gonna do a full length video on this. I just want to talk to a few more people before I set everything in stone. You know. But I'm having to resort to like old school street race call out stuff, and it's pretty sad, but been doing this stuff my whole life. Not new to it. May not have as many subscribers as they do, but check out that short today. But here's the little patterns I made for the shifter, the cowl, the wiper motor, and the wire and harness holes here. Like I said, I'm going to go tomorrow and get my welding gas filled. We'll finish welding this stuff up and we'll brace this in. So I've got to get some more metal, which is going to add to our budget. Since I've done the budget video, we've kind of went the other way. Instead of it not really costing us anything, we're about, I don't know, a little short side of $400 in it right now. So maybe we sell some pieces off the donor car to deduct from those, and maybe we sell some of this other stuff laying around. Lots of interest in it, but nobody's pulling the trigger. So especially on this turbo stuff, a lot of time wasters. But at this point, I'm gonna come in here. It's getting later. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this lower part of this back wall out, just to make some more progress today. And that's another thing. If you ever get to where you're kind of at a null point, and that's where I'm at because of this, you kind of jump ahead and do other stuff that you can get done with what you got. And that's how you do it in time frame. You work smarter, not harder. Which, there's none of this been easy. I'm not even going to kid and say that anybody could do this. You can't. But it never hurts to try. And you never know if you're going to fail unless you try to do it. So, I've I'll be back here in a few minutes, and I'll probably do a little fast forward video, me cutting that out. Today's video is obviously going to be shorter. So, you know, I'm doing what I can, guys. See you here in just a few. Well, it don't weigh a whole lot. In fact, you know, it don't weigh enough to even turn the scale on. This shows you how unsensitive a bathroom scale is. But literally, this thing might weigh a couple pounds. But if you remember from the budget video where I actually weighed this, we're way heavy in the back, so just weighed out of it. And our rear bumper that we're using has cutouts in it anyway, and just gives them a little more airflow out from in here. And since we're going to run a turbo back here, gives us an easier way to get downpipe and stuff out of it, and freedom to do what we want with the exhaust. So other than cleaning up some cuts there, took a whole hot 5 minutes. On a side note, I think the little $14 Harbor Freight grinder that I'd bought to replace the other one died. I started to smell the brushes getting hot in it, so I don't know how much longer it's going to last. But if you like this kind of stuff, and you know, dirt cheap, low budget stuff, subscribe, like, and share the stuff with your friends. I'd appreciate it. See you tomorrow. Just a little bonus after video surprise. I went in here and I cleaned all that stuff up. Finished trimming that down. I was messing with this grinder. I looked and I noticed that gearbox screws were backing out of it. So I went ahead and took the gearbox apart. These things are hardly ever greased, I don't guess. But this thing is almost quiet now running. Let's put some wheel bearing grease in it, in the gearbox. Here's a helpful tip. Buy a cheap grinder new, take it apart and grease it up. It instantly cooled off the motor, and it did. Kind of amazing. So, see y'all tomorrow.